Hi, everybody. I'm DJ Foster here on Thursday, September 8th out of Grand Valley State football practice. I'm joined by Laker head football coach Matt Mitchell. Coach, kind of looking back at last week, we're 1 week removed from your 44-20 win over Western Oregon in the season opener. You put up 400 yards of offense. You've had a week now to kind of look over the film and assess things. Talk about your performance last week. What were you happy with?
I was happy with our guys' approach to the game, and the volume of student support we had was great, and that really helped us emotionally in the first game. So, our execution wasn't quite to the level we needed to be on both sides of the ball, but we were able to make enough plays in all three phases to win the game. So, we had a lot of new guys out there. Specifically, Heath was a new guy, and I think his first quarter, he didn't perform as well as he would like to or we would like to have him play, but he definitely settled in the second quarter and was part of the reason we jumped out to that 23-0 lead.
Now, obviously, last year, week 2, right here at the stadium, we had quite a battle between Hillsdale and Grand Valley. Hillsdale, for those who don't remember, went up 41-34 with about a minute 17 left. But then, as Laker fans remember, Luther Ware blocked the extra point on that touchdown, ran it back for 2, and then Kyle McMahon found Javon in the back of the end zone for the game-winning touchdown. Now, for Hillsdale, they lose guys like Troy Weatherhead, Andre Holmes, both were all conference, but they bring back Joe Glendenning. Obviously, he had a huge game last year against you, 224 yards and 3 touchdowns. Pretty basic. Is stopping him the key? Yeah,
they have two players on offense that you got to know where they're at. One is obviously Joe Glendenning. We can't allow him to get off the start that he had last year. I mean, the first 2 drives, they pretty much went through us, and so we've got to do a good job of that. And then they do a nice job setting up off the run their play actions and their boots and a lot of their sprint outs and stuff. And Cam White is their H-back / wide out. They move him around a lot, and so he's their next best offensive threat. So they do a good job with their scheme. We got to stay very, very disciplined. We don't anticipate seeing a ton of 5-step passing and stuff like that. They're going to probably try to do some things to take our D-line out of the game. So we've got to do a great job of making sure that we're sound in the run game and have great coverage on the outside while we get our D-linemen up and active. So, and I think the other thing last year's game too that maybe gets overshadowed. Even their offense put up a lot of yards. We had 2 critical turnovers. We were at a 7-point lead coming out of halftime. We threw a pick on the first play, and they went in to score to tie it up. And then we were running right down there. We decided to go for a 4th and 1, and we didn't get the 4th down because we had missed execution. That gave them the ball. If we could have punched that in, we would have had the lead. So, the defense certainly had their troubles last year, but the offense also go back and point to some times where they didn't execute at the key times and had some turnovers. And that's kind of what happened against Western Oregon. We had a fumble down inside the red zone. We had a key penalty down the red zone. We've got to clean that stuff up and get scores out of those drives.
Now, obviously, stopping Glendenning will be a Laker defense that last week played very well. 5 sacks, 14 tackles for loss. You only got 2.3 yards per carry. Is the defense where you want it to be right now?
We still got a little bit of work to do, but obviously we have a lot more experience on defense than we did last year. And it's not just the D linemen coming back, which we've talked about a lot, but Reggie Williams, Mike Hatcher, Eric Thompson really played well last Thursday night, and he was only a freshman last year. And Jared Cox really played well, and you got Luther Ware was a freshman last year. He's coming back and playing well. So a lot of these guys that we had to take our lumps with the freshmen have been much more confident on the football field, and we're seeing that as a staff, especially in Thursday night game when the lights came on. They're more confident. So I think it has to do with not only getting those guys get back, but also some of these younger guys growing and develop a little bit. I think we're better defense because of it. But at the same time, that was last week, and in this world, it's what have you done for me lately? Well, what have you done for me lately? It'll be Saturday at 7 o'clock at Hillsdale.
Now, last year you put up 44 points. The points were not at a premium last year. You scored put up 475 yards against Hillsdale last year, so the offense was obviously top-notch last year. Do you think they're ready for this week?
I hope so. I think, last year Hillsdale made a pretty concerted effort to keep the ball in front of them, and what that allowed us to do was to be able to run the ball. Well, we don't have Cam Bradfield. He's in camp with the Jaguars. Matt Armstrong's out this year with an injury, and John Goodish is gone. So 3 of the 5 guys that are out there last year on the offensive line are not here. So the 2 guys are coming back, got to take care of business, and our new guys have really got to step up, because if they choose to play that thing and play that way, we still have to be able to run the ball. I know we've got these great receivers and everything, but if they're going to play coverage and try to eliminate that, we got to be able to run the ball. So I'm hoping that our offensive line is up to the challenge if that's the way Hillsdale choose to defend us.
Now, one of the main storylines obviously going into last week was sophomore quarterback Heath Parling. Put up pretty good numbers, 15 of 27, 205 yards, passing, 3 touchdowns. Maybe the most important thing, no turnovers on his hands. Is he kind of where you're expecting him to be at this point in the season?
Yeah, I thought he did well. I think the encouraging thing for everybody, we know he could be better. We've seen him better in practice, and so and I know Heath feels that way too. too. I'm not saying anything Heath doesn't know, that he could play a little bit better. He missed a couple reads, had a couple throws that he wished he probably have back. I don't know if you're ever going to have a quarterback that's going to bat 1,000. That's going to be tough, but I know Heath can be better than he was last Thursday night, and that's exciting for us. And quite frankly, that's what has to happen for our team to be successful. He has to play well.
We'll get you out here on this. Pretty basic. What's going to be the key this weekend?
Well, the key to this weekend is going to be for us on offense, not turning the ball over, taking care of our business and executing, not getting off the field when Hillsdale doesn't force us to get off the field. Stupid penalties, turnovers, missed assignments, and we have to execute on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, we have to execute also. We have to have our eyes in the right spot. We have to be reading our keys. We have to do what we need to do because Hillsdale puts a tremendous pressure on everybody, especially the secondary with run-pass reads and what has to happen. So this week is all about execution, having your eyes in the right spot, and it's not so much about Hillsdale, it's about Grand Valley and us taking care of what we need to take care of.
Well, there you have it. Laker head coach Matt Mitchell as the Lakers get ready for the Hillsdale Chargers at 7 o'clock on Saturday night in Hillsdale. I'm DJ Foster. Thanks for joining us on the Grand Valley Sports Network.